What's going on, guys? My name's David with Elevated Vaping, and today we're talking about the new Aspire Breeze 2. It's been a little while since we made a video, but we're back now. We spent some time redesigning our website. I'll put a link in the description down below so you guys can check it out and let us know what you think in the comments below. So we just picked up the brand new Breeze 2, which is obviously a new and improved version of the original Breeze from Aspire. We're big fans of the Aspire Breeze, and our customers are as well, but the Breeze 2 has taken all the pain points of the original Breeze, improved upon them, and we think it's a really good device. So we're going to go over it. We're going to show you up close at the table. We'll show you all the intricacies of the device and let you know what we think about it, and then hopefully we can help you decide if this is the right device for you. Alright guys, so here we are up close and personal with the new Aspire Breeze 2. This is the box that it comes in, pretty similar to the original Aspire Breeze box, obviously. Just has the new device and the number 2 on there. The back is pretty much the same. One thing you will notice is that the coil type that the Breeze 2 includes is different. This one comes with one 1 ohm coil and one 0.6 ohm coil. The original Breeze came with a 1.2 ohm coil and a 0.6 ohm. So they have the new 1.0 ohm coil that's designed specifically for nicotine salts, and that comes with this guy. So let's get it opened up and see what comes inside of the box. One thing to note, this paper around this box is crazy tight. There we go. It's hard to get off, but put that over there, and here's the box. So you open it up. As usual, you got your user manual, you've got your warranty card, pretty basic information, so if you have questions about how to actually use the device, the user manual is really helpful. You've got some extra O-rings, and you've got an extra silicone plug for the bottom of the pod, so that you, if you lose your silicone stopper there, you have an extra one, so keep that bag handy. And then in here's the device. You can see it is missing one coil. That's because that's the 1 ohm coil that I have inside of the device right now that I've been using. So normally you'd have 2 coils right here. This one's 0.6, this one's 1 ohm. And you've got your USB, micro USB charging cable, so you can charge the device. All right, so let's get the device out of here. Turn it over. Coil fell out. There we go. Put the coil back. All right, so here we have the Aspire Breeze 2. This one obviously in red. I think the red actually looks really nice. You can see the Breeze 2 logo right there, the Aspire logo on this side, and yeah, so that's the device. So you have the mouthpiece protector, just like the original Breeze. This one does look a little bit more bulky, and the device is a hair bigger, I believe, but aside from the looks, it functions really, really well. So you can pull that piece off. And then on the sides here, you have black buttons. You have one on each side, and they both serve the same purpose. They're to eject this pod. So if you pinch the sides, this pod will pop out, and there you can see on the bottom, that is your silicone stopper to fill with nicotine salt, and then this is the part that makes the connection, and this is a 3 milliliter pod, so you can hold plenty of juice, and the coil actually goes straight down inside the middle of this pod, as opposed to the original Breeze where it kind of went down into a chamber and you had to connect it. This one's a lot easier. On the bottom of this part where the device connects to the pod, you can see there's 2 little holes right there. Those are LED indicator lights, so when you want to check the battery level of the device, those lights will light up and you'll be able to see them through the pod. And then you have these 2 little black pieces of plastic on either side. That's what's connected to these side buttons. So when you pinch, they move in. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but those move in to help eject the pod out, and you can pull it out pretty easily. Then on this side, that's your fire button. Like I said, this device did get rid of the ability to kind of inhale directly and have it fire that way. You do have to press the button now. At first, it was a little bit annoying, but you get used to it, and it's not that big of a nuisance to push a single button. So yeah, so that's your fire button. And then right there, you have your micro USB charging port on the side. That way you can stand the device up and you can charge it without having to worry about anything leaking or anything like that. Onto the pod itself. It looks different, I would say. It looks unlike any other pod that I've used before. That's because it has the full kind of coil right down there in the middle. And then this is your mouthpiece. So this mouthpiece pops off, and that is where you change the coil, and you can adjust your airflow with an adjustable airflow ring. But this thing is kind of difficult to get pulled off. I initially tried pulling it like this, and my fingers would just kind of slip off. It's hard to get a grip because it's a very smooth surface. So what I think you have to do is on the side here, there's kind of little divots. You can kind of stick your nail in there or something. There you go, and this piece pops off. So that's your mouthpiece. set that aside, and then here is your coil and your airflow adjustment ring. So let's see, there we go. There's a tiny little slot right here. Let's see if you guys can see that. This little slot is your airflow adjustment. You can see as I turn it, it opens the hole bigger or smaller. So obviously the smaller the hole, the less airflow. So like right there would probably be about a quarter airflow, about half airflow, and about full airflow. So you can adjust this and then put your mouthpiece on and your airflow will stay where you've adjusted it, which I think is pretty handy. That way you don't need to constantly fiddle with the airflow. And then, like I said, this is where the coil goes. So this whole top piece right here, put a little pressure and it will unscrew and your coil attaches to this piece. So I do have juice in here right now, so there will be some stuff dripping. I'll try to minimize that, but that is the 1 ohm coil right there from Aspire. It goes straight down in the middle right there, and your juice sits in there with it. So you go ahead and tighten this down all the way, and you'll notice at a certain point it'll kind of stop spinning. That's how tight you need it to be. And then from there, you can mess with your airflow. So you can see the airflow right there, adjust it how you want it. I seem to like it about halfway, but I still haven't found, you know, what's perfect. I've only been using this for a few days, but about halfway seems to work for me. Go ahead and pop this top piece right back on there. It doesn't really make a clicking sound, but it goes on very securely, so you don't have to worry about it falling off. And then you can take this and pop it right down in there. What I have noticed is that unlike most closed systems or pod style devices, this cartridge can go in either way. So it's not a one-way only type of thing. You can pop it in either direction and it works just fine. So that's pretty easy as far as taking it out and putting it back in. And then, as I spoke about earlier, when it comes to filling up the juice, there's the orange stopper on the bottom. You just take off the big side of the stopper right there, and you've got your fill hole. So you go ahead and put your juice in there. I'm using Hawaiian Pog from Naked Salt right now. It's really good. I'm sure most of you guys know or are familiar with the Hawaiian Pog flavor. They just released it in a salt formulation, so I immediately tried it out, and pretty big fan so far. It tastes really good, and this device is no stranger to flavor, so you get plenty of flavor out of it. Go ahead and fill that up and pop that little silicone piece back in, pop this in, and you're good to go. And that's pretty much all there is to the device. You've got your little protective mouthpiece, which I don't really use or keep on, but I guess if this is a device you're often putting in your pocket and you don't want pocket lint or dirt or anything like that falling in there, it's good to have that, but I pretty much keep this off. I walk around, and yeah, I'm really loving the device. It has a 1000 milliamp hour internal battery, which is better than the original Breeze, so you get more battery life. This cartridge, or pod, or whatever you want to call it, will hold 3 mils of liquid, which, as far as I know, is probably the biggest capacity of any pod-based system. So it holds more than enough juice to get you through a full day of vaping and then some, which is really, really handy. All right, so with that being said, let's go back up above and wrap this video up. So overall, I really like the Aspire Breeze 2. When I first used the Breeze 1, it was a great device, but I had problems using nicotine salt in it particularly. When I used nicotine salt, I'd get a lot of gargling sound out of the device, and the juice would kind of pop and bubble in my mouth, which I wasn't a huge fan of, but it seems like the new 1 ohm coils on the Breeze 2 have pretty much addressed that problem, because I'm not getting any gargling or popping, and it seems to honestly just be an overall better experience. I'm also a big fan of the increased juice capacity, because it can now hold 3 mils of juice, and I like the 1000 milliamp hour battery, because it seems to last all day and then some. I've been using this device for almost 3 days now, and I haven't charged it yet. Like I mentioned up in close, I'm not a huge fan of how you have to press the button now. The original Breeze, you could just kind of hit it, and it would fire automatically, which I was a fan of, but at the end of the day, pushing a button isn't that much of an inconvenience. I don't really mind it, but it is a small thing that kind of bugged me at first. Also, I noticed when I first filled this up and used the 1 ohm coil with nicotine salts, the first few hits were almost unbearably harsh. I thought there was something wrong with the coil or something wrong with the device, but I let it sit for about 10 minutes and it was immediately like leaps and bounds better, and now I have no problem with it, and I think it's really smooth and enjoyable, and I get plenty of flavor. But overall, even with those 2 minor drawbacks, I still think this is a really good device. Like I said, I've been using it for almost 3 days now. I've been using it pretty much non-stop. Aside from the very first few hits, I have no complaints. Like I said, great flavor, great vapor production, it hits smooth, it holds plenty of juice, plenty of battery life, it looks good, feels well made, and yeah, I don't really see anything not to like. So if you think this is something that you want to check out or try for yourself, you can check the link in the description down below. We have these in stock right now with free shipping, and we have a discount code down below, so make sure you check the description, use that discount code, save yourself some money. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down below. That lets us know that you want to see more of our videos, and it motivates us to make more videos soon. With that being said, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.